3/4 of it, and that's it.
That's it. Autos live now.
Autos live.
Jeez, you might need a
Tom,
shade.
Okay, on this board,
wonder if the chair right behind you don't.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Need a rolled up wine or something.
Yeah,
Whoever's in
I
here in the
think
morning's
so.
gonna get it.
We have
Oh, I think
this.
that's lovely. I'll just bring some sunglasses.
We have discussed the idea of hanging a blanket or something.
I just get out of the sun so I can, maybe I can get that, I don't know. Yeah.
so those of you who have operated this board before, it's basically the same. Those who haven't, it's real easy. Everything is or will be properly labeled by the end of the day. I brought my label maker. This mic, you got, first thing is the mic. That's your mic. Second thing is a guest mic that'll probably sit over there if you ever have a guest in or anything. These two are for the turntable. You have a left turntable, left channel, turntable, right channel. So in case, you know, you've got a mono record or stereo and stuff, you can kind of manipulate the sound on that. It's a switcher left and switcher right. The switcher is right. Well, it's moved back here right now, but
You need to push it through in the backside.
yeah, I'm still kind of wiring it. Push that up, Carl. This one, Dave. Oh, that's the one. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, that's probably good enough.
Okay, my hand was lifted before you could get
These are multiple things that you're going to switch to come into this one set, this one mixer. We're going to have, we call it the link, which is a transistor radio plug. Sam plays all of his music off an iPod, so he brings it and plugs it into this. So if you want to play it off the link, you're going to push that button, and it's going to come up through the switcher left, switcher right. We'll also have the cassette deck on this. If you have a cassette you want to play, you have to hit cassette. It'll switch it in. It'll come in on these guys left and right.
Everything comes in on those for the.
Yeah, everything off the switcher. Switcher left, switcher right. This will be relabeled PC or computer. Everything that comes in off the computer will play through this. That's a submix. Again, that's where we have two or more sources mixed together because we don't have enough pots. The submix is going to be there's two CDs, another CD deck over there, and that, magically, the controls for that is located here. And this usually sits like that. Those will control that CD deck over there. Those are usually just loaded with, we've got two CDs with little station IDs and stuff.
And the list for those are still in.
Yeah,
in the
if it's
drawer?
not in there, we have a master list that usually lives in the drawer, so you can look through, and it's stuff like where's the food, you know, that stuff, and the time tones on there too, if you want it. We have CD1, which is this guy, CD2, which is this guy. And we have a Q channel. Q is, if you want to listen to something in advance and not have it go out over the air, you'll be able to hear it on the Q channel. If you push one of these buttons marked solo, the solo button switches it into this circuit so you can hear it, and you know, without it going out over the air. You know what I mean? I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I'm probably not going to try and do anything that fancy.
Okay.
Turn yourself into a DJ.
All of this stuff kind of don't bother with unless you want to get fancy schmancy. These up here basically, this top row don't do anything. These are tone controls: treble, mid-range, and bass. So if you're playing a record and you want a little bit more bass, you can do that. Tweak it up here. This is balance, left and right. Microphone's always in the center, unless you want to create a stereo image with your mics. You can move one to the left, one to the right. If you have a conservative, political conservative, move it all the way to the left. I'm looking at you.
I'm glad we can all laugh about that.
Again, we always otherwise, everything on these stereo inputs, like the CD1, CD2, should be centered.
Just center it up.
Yeah.
Good.
Um,
Don't mess with the button.
and
There's your auto.
Yeah, I saw him.
yeah,
That's on now. It would be 3/4 way on, all the way to the left is off, he told me.
yeah. And as far as levels and stuff, is there? Did I bring something here? I did. Yeah. Load and play a CD. You're going to open the drawer, open, close. Always give the machine time to figure itself out before you make it do something. Because there is so much additional information loaded on CDs now, it needs time to catch up with, title information, all that stuff. So we're going to wait until it gives us a readout. Lots of buttons on here. Don't worry. Up here we have time total. Right now it's showing us the elapsed time, how much of the track we've actually played. We don't like that. We'd rather see how much time we have left. So we push that one time, and that goes into remaining time on the track. It's also telling us it's only going to play one song. If we want to play more, 3 songs in a row or the whole album side, we can make it do that here by pushing that not once, but twice. Now we have continuous. Always check that, because most people just play one song, at a time, and if it's in continuous, it'll screw you up because it'll play in the next track. So let's change that back. To choose the track you want, if you want to play song number 4, it's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, wait for it to. Okay, it's ready. Yeah. All these things are fine-tuning. Fine-tuning where the track is. If we want to move it up a little bit before we start it, or move it back, again, you don't really need to screw with that. It's fun to play with this stuff, when you're not on the air, to learn what you can do with it. These are very nice players. They run about $800 a piece, so the touch should be very gentle on them. But they will play MP3 discs or a USB drive. Plug it in there and read MP3 for you. You can do all kinds of stuff. Change the speed it up without changing the pitch.
That's magic.
That's interesting.
Yeah, really screw it up there.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're good.
He'd not recognize the tune.
Robin
In this
Trower.
mode with no lights on over here, this is just. You can match this changes the pitch on it. So if you want to really get anal and match the key of the next song, you can tweak it. Otherwise, just leave it clear.
Yeah, the DJ before you leave things off. Screwed up this one on single, this one on continuous, and you're like, oh, this button push.
Okay, you've got cue and you've got play pause over here. The difference is, let's start all over again. Eject. Start it all over again. Let's get it to. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Right now it's putting it at the beginning of song number 1. Let's say we want to play song number 5. Get it up there. Now if I hit pause again, it's going, well, let's say I want to take it back to the beginning of the song, okay? We're going to hit Q, and that takes it back to the beginning of the song. The difference between Q and pause pause, if I hit it right now, it's gonna mark the track right there. So when I hit play again, it's gonna start playing.
Is that if you're interrupting somebody's tune to say something, would you do that?
Well, or if you wanna cue it in a little bit. You know.
Sometimes like I got a song, I can't like, Audacity won't let me change something, either wanna skip a bunch of talking at the
Okay.
start, and I might write it down, skip 20, so I'll hit that and then pause it there, so when I go to play that, it's already
It'll come
start
back.
with the music.
Yep.
Now here's where it gets potentially confusing, but not really, because I've already marked that part when I hit, you know, the pause button. I've told it, you know, the brain in here, so that's a place that I want to remember. So if I hit Q,
Can you go back to that place?
exactly, not back to the beginning of the track.
Because you've already paused it.
Exactly, good, yeah. So again, if you are futzing about and you want to go back to the beginning of the track, what are you going to do?
You're gonna hit Q twice, maybe?
No, I'm going to just go back here and
I'll click it back to 5.
click it back to 5, now back at the beginning. So that's how these guys work.
Just as a side note, these buttons here, one here,
Yeah.
I have come into the studio.
Okay, I'm gonna
and
explain that
all the-
right now.
I'll shut it.
No, that's cool, I'm glad you remembered that, but yeah. Again, these are the solo buttons to put stuff into Q. That's on a separate speaker and volume control. Here's the volume control for that. That's gonna come out of these speakers here. They're not hooked up yet, I'm sorry, but they will be by the end of the day. If you want to listen to something in advance without being on the air, that's how you do it, but make sure that this is down, because if it's up, it'll go on the air. These buttons up here, these are the ones that I change and screw everybody up on, and I try not to. We've got 2 circuits in this board, 2 output circuits. One of them feeds the transmitter. The other one feeds a recording interface that's in the computer that nobody will ever use, except maybe someday you'll want to be able to make separate recordings or do production work while you're playing CDs or whatever on the air through here. So these buttons up here switch the audio or switch, you know, the music, the board, either to the transmitter or to the computer.
Audacity, is that? what goes
Yeah,
with
the
it?
Audacity or any program on the
Any
computer.
program, okay. Just to-
So are you with me so far?
I think.
I think.
Okay, if they're down, it's sending it to the computer.
Not transition.
It will not go to the transmitter. So one thing, if you're trying to play a CD and nothing's going on, that's the first thing you check, make sure it's up.
Make sure.
In fact, at the beginning of your shift, you might want to just take a run down all these and make sure that they're out. I don't know that many people will be doing, you know, on-air production on while they're on the air, but if that's, somebody might, you know, knock one accidentally or you know, so if you get, like I said, if something's not working, if you're not getting a sound, that's the first thing you check. Sorry, guys.
I love the TB ward in here.
Again, when you've got a button soloed, it takes over takes over on your main meter here. So let's take it out of solo. There's our sound. When you're on the air, you'll know it because you'll be getting lights moving. See what happens when you push the bad button, we push it.
You got lights moving, but.
Still got lights moving, yeah, but it's not in the circuit. It's not in the transmitter circuit.